What is up, everybody? Noomer here, bringing you guys some Cowboy gameplay. I know this was definitely requested as I was a former S1 Cowboy. You're going to see here, we're going to be playing on Hospital against a Wu-Chang. We're going to be running Mechanic, Cowboy, Forward, and Puppeteer. You're going to see my boy Jin here. You're going to see a link in the description of his YouTube. Make sure to go subscribe to him and subscribe to me, obviously, if you're not already. Now you're going to see Wu-Chang's going to teleport instantly on the bot. I did let Luna know so that the bot didn't get Terror Shock and feed that first presence, as Wu-Chang is very vital for his first presence. It allows his chase to become significantly better as he's allowed Bell and then a transition ability with the Soul Siphon. Now just quick tips while Luna starts to kite here, guys, with Knee Jerk Flex. I just want to teach those that don't already know with the forms of Wu-Chang when he's in the black form. He's going to break pallets super fast, so you don't want to just significantly drop as many pallets as you see. Yes, you will be able to gain distance, but you need to watch the ones you drop, because then you won't be able to loop that area again. Also, keep in mind blink, keep in mind a hunter running detention, and keep in mind a hunter that typically runs insolence. Now you're gonna have those one-off situations like this guy who's running confined space, just because they don't want to get infinitely looped in shack or different areas of a map depending on where you're at. As far as white form, you're going to see that he's going to have a significantly larger hitbox. He's going to swing, I think, much slower as well. You see the first blink goes out for the first hit on the main body of Luna. Ends up dropping the mechanic bot, going for a per second clip. Obviously couldn't hit it. You think is going to go down here, but he doesn't actually swing through the pallet, which allows Luna to drop it because she's hiding behind it. Now at this point, she's instantly dead. There's not really much she can do. Again, he killed the first bot, doesn't have confined, and end up hitting her main body, which allowed first presence for that Soul Siphon. Now I'm trying to cut him off. So I let Jin know, you need to hit that stun on that end of the map. I've cut off 2 locations for the Wu-Chang. And what is Jin going to do? Jin's going to do what Jin does best, stun the hunter. Now, some would say, obviously you don't want 2 people harassing at the same time. But when it's coordinated in a situation like this, a 4-stack, it's definitely worth it. I'm going to end up dropping off Luna. Now, I do tell her to drop here, so don't, girl her too much in the comments for giving that drop down hit. I let her know that I will be able to hit this lasso, and I wanted Jin to bait out the hunter picking up so we can just kind of waste more time, but he ends up just picking up and not giving a fuck. But no worries, I'm gonna do what I do best as Cowboy and lasso. I want everybody to go to the comment section right now and let me know, would you rather have a Kevin main on your team or a William main, aka Cowboy or Forward? Which one would you guys want? Now me personally, I'm taking Cowboy all day, just based off of the decoding debuff Forward brings. And I definitely wasn't former first. That's definitely why I didn't say that. Anyways, you're going to see me hit another lasso. At this point, I know Luna can struggle. So I'm going to go to the corner of the map away from the chairs. That's the key when you're playing Cowboy. And then, he's going to try to bell me. I'm juking him. And then he ends up swinging behind the tree. I end up flywheeling. I'm doing a little jiggy here and there. And he ends up swinging at air, able to drop the pallet easily and transition away, and I still have lasso. That's the biggest thing. Now, typically 1 or 2 things are going to happen. Luna's either going to self-heal or just struggle, right? It just depends on how much the hunter actually harasses me. You can obviously see he is a little scared. So at this point, I know I can get a pallet stun on him because he's not respecting any pallets. He was at first, but then stopped when he realized he was swinging too much. Me ready to hit another lasso, he said, hell no, you got 3 things wrong, you got me fucked up, and he continues to chase me. Now the great news is, as a harasser main, you're wasting so much time. You can see there's only 2 ciphers left now. The Wu-Chang is making a lot of mistakes as far as his hitbox and the charge attacks, and I'm also, getting a little bit lucky here, You're gonna see the mechanic bot hiding there. I'm gonna end up actually getting that pallet stun. They're trying to heal, but, the mechanic bot walking in front of the Wu-Chang's face is gonna end up dying. And he's obviously going to just teleport away, right? They won't be able to get that heal off for sure. Now, when I'm recording this video, guys, I'm pushing S1 Ante currently. Definitely in the top 10 already by the time, you see this video. If not, I'm already first. But one thing I want to point out is a lot of people have a misconception of how harasser mains are supposed to play. It's not really about keeping you alive. It's more so just wasting the hunter's time that allows more time for decoding, right? Amazing stun by Jin there. I was gonna lasso, but again, guys, it's all about wasting time. If I know that, she's gonna end up going down quicker and I could use my lasso in a better way, I will. And that's exactly what you're gonna see here. Now, at this point, guess what? the Cypher's already primed, so what I'm going to do is I don't want to get terror shock, so I'm going to set her down. I'm going to drop that pallet, and we're going to pop, which is going to allow us to all be up without no one being cheered in a situation like this. He was going to go to me, but he's like, you know what? Fuck the cowboy. Goes straight to the gate a little too early, but ends up cutting, Barry off, which is playing Puppeteer, which can take, 1 to 2 detention hits. I think it's 2 right now after he got buffed, but it might have been 1 during this gameplay. I'm not 100% sure. Now, of course, Barry's going to troll us guys running a suicide build, but you know what? A lot of Puppeteer mates don't actually run Borrowed Time, which makes sense. Tide would make sense. Even if you don't run Tide, you definitely want, a kiting ability because you might get the chase. You're going to see here, at this point, he ends up getting the first hit, ends up working out in Barry's favor, blinks, and actually misses. Now, I'm not sure, I'm not the best at math, but I think Puppeteer would have went down. I don't think now in the future. I know for a fact he could take 2 detention hits now, and then you're going to see an amazing flywheel. Barry's working her ass off just to get this dungeon, but the Wu Chang ends up soul siphoning her. You think you're out of the range when you're not, and at this point, we're going to end up getting this 3-man. Barry's going to end up going down, taking one for the team. Unfortunate, we didn't get the 4-man, but no worries. A win is a win, especially in rank, guys. Now, kudos to this Wu Chang, just making sure nobody's at that gate. You're going to see us 3 leave. Barry's going to end up surrendering, and what we'll do is go ahead and move on to the next match of me playing Cowboy, because I wanted to make sure you guys got enough gameplay. Now, as far as this match, I think I might have been either dueling or solo queuing. I'm not 100% sure. I think I might know the Fire Investigator. Anyways, you're going to see the team comp is going to be going against a Feaster with Painter, Fire Investigator, my Cowboy, and a Psychologist. Now, at this point, Hunter doesn't really know who he wants to chase specifically. I know that the Psychologist ends up getting the kite, unfortunately actually running into the Hunter, which is, it happens in rank. I'm not going to act surprised like it doesn't. But you know what? The Psychologist did good, getting the Weber's Law at that top left, getting a little speed boost when the Hunter is in range or in sight. Now, what I like the most about the Psychologist is the good rotations with a good path, right? Not allowing the Feaster to get a free tentacle hit. Actually going to get that Pallet Sun right there, which is going to allow her just to transition again. Now, me personally, I think abusing middle right there and dropping the middle pallet would have been the better spot, not going back to the same area. But you know what? Somehow it ends up working for her. I don't know. If that was me, I'm getting hit. That's all I got to say. You're going to see that Peeper get dropped, so now we know he has Peepers. Great job by Feaster, putting her in a tough situation. I personally wouldn't flywheel, especially because you could take 3 hits there. But you know what? High risk, high reward, I guess. Ends up missing it, but no worries. We're getting good Cypher Rush done. This point, going to a God pallet on Eversleeping, doesn't want to drop it because they don't want to get hit by that tentacle. Ends up somehow dodging it. Again, if that's me, I'm getting hit, but we won't go there again, okay? Does an amazing dodge right there. And now at this point, Feaster's going to set down a Peeper, just trying to put, again, the Psychologist in a tough situation, which is going to eat another hit. But again, props to this Psychologist because the biggest thing is not kiting to people's Cypher, right? Now you have to use these 3 pallets at middle. There's no escaping it. Or, hear me out, you can go to the shit pallet over here. I'm not complaining. I'm just saying. Because yes, 2 Cyphers did pop, one of them 70%, but now you're kiting to the Fire Investigator's Cypher, which is obviously not good. You're going to see me come in to try to harass and do as best as I can. Again, just wasting time is really the biggest thing against Feaster. But, she ends up getting smacked by a tentacle. And he does see me because there is a Peeper. So I'm going to go ahead and use my flywheel early. Unfortunately, had to, just because I didn't want to get hit. Do an amazing dodge right here as well, and don't end up taking a hit while I'm trying to harass. That's the biggest thing, guys. Again, wasting time because I know I'll probably be the first rescue since I've already popped my Cypher. And boom, end up hitting that lasso. I know at this point he definitely has tentacles up. He's probably going to hit me with this shitty, long-ass hitbox. Boom. Can't do nothing about that. But you're going to see the Fire Investigator is going to come in, ends up actually healing the Psych up, which works out perfect. Is what you thought I was going to say. Because of his fucking hitbox, she goes right back down. But you know what? Feaster mains need that because they don't have a lot going on with them. And you're going to see. I'm like, you know what? If you're going to pick up in front of me, let me go ahead and steal her from you, okay? What Kevin Main's got to do is protect the women. That's all, that's all I'm trying to, relay. That's my message. If you take anything from this video is to protect the women. Do a great dodge there, but I'm going to end up dying with them. There is only 1 Cypher left. So my biggest thing is just not doing the one where she's going to get chaired. But you know what? Let fire investigator cook. He's going to go ahead and go with a Hail Mary Kobe Bryant shot that completely missed. But you know what? We can afford this, guys. We're working on the last cipher. Fire investigator can come get this rescue. And I'm self-healing. He's obviously not going to chair me. And this is actually her first chair. So we're in a really good spot, right? Is what you think. But the biggest thing that Feast remains bet on is the chair camp. You're going to see ends up actually hitting that tentacle, which I'm kind of surprised about. Boom, ends up going down. But guess what? Leave it to the Kevin main. Save right before half. Dodge a tentacle right there. Now at this point, I just used my self-heal, so I really don't want to die for her. So, I got my flywheel coming up here soon. So maybe I can make some stuff, cook up in the woodworks. She's going to end up flywheeling because of that hitbox. Boom. He somehow misses that. And it allows her to transition again, which is honestly perfect because, again, she'll be on her second chair, and you're going to see me right there trying to heal up the fire investigator as best as I can while Painter works on that last cipher. And boom, she's going to use the Walmart elbow pad to be able to get a free transition. I don't want to take a hit, so I bait it, and he was almost self-healed. And, someone's got to rescue, right? Cypher's almost primed, so we just need one, me, or two psychologists to go to the last cipher and let Painter rescue. So that's exactly what we're gonna do. I'm picking help me because I actually have wanted order. So I'm just gonna try to waste as much time so that we can allow this free rescue as best as we can, right? So you're gonna see me harassing the hunter. I don't even think I had last, so maybe I did, maybe I didn't. You're gonna see Painter does end up eating a hit, but we're in a tough situation. I don't want him to go down before we get the rescue. So of course, what am I gonna do? Harass as best I can, use my flywheel, boom. We're gonna instantly pop. Now we're in a good situation, right? Only 2 people have been chaired once. Now we just gotta open the gates and get the hell out of there, right? No, fire investigator eats a tentacle like it's free real estate. And then guess what? It's gonna be a second chair. The hunter has detention. So now we're kind of put in like a potential, guaranteed draw, potential win situation is what I would say. Now, because Painter has a painting, it would be smart for him to wait middle, possibly could get the rescue, or he's just gonna be able to leave the gate. Now the dungeon is middle, so of course that's where I'm sitting. I think I just went through a chest to get an elbow pad, and boom, psychologist is gonna destroy the feaster tentacle, and painting is going to be put down for Painter so that it's a guaranteed 2-man. And what am I going to do? I'm going to risk it for the biscuit, and Pink Dungeon is here. Let me cook. So obviously they end up leaving, but, not in time. So I'm just waiting for the dungeon to open. Now, again, guys, only Percy can change the dungeon location. Feaster cannot. So at this point, I'm just going to personally think, I have an elbow pad in a dream. As long as I don't get hit by a tentacle, I could even wait out detention. I'm getting this fucking 3-man, right? And again, he has peepers. He's setting them down to kind of see where my location is. So if I end up actually getting out of range for the peepers, I could, set up an easy mind game. I could have, guys. I could have elbow padded right to that, but I didn't want to risk it. I want to make sure we do get this 3-man. I worked my ass off, Why not reap the benefits I sow? So while I wait for Flywheel to come up, I do see that the hunter started heading straight towards the gate. So that's where I'm going to take my move. Going to end up getting dungeon, and we're going to get this 3-man escape. Now, I love you guys. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe like I said earlier if you haven't. I'm Noomer, and I'm out.